Hi, this is Cole with Berg Peaks, and I wanted to take a second to describe our intercooler relocation bracket for the Cayennes, Touaregs, and Q7s. So in my hand, I have half the kit assembled. You will receive two of these brackets that are made out of metal and thick, and they're powder coated. You will receive two bolts and two washers that use a 4mm hex head, and then you will receive four of these metal spacers. So now I'm going to show you how that we install these in the vehicle. This vehicle has been partly disassembled already, so once you remove the bumper, you can install these. This car has the crash bar removed, but it is the same procedure to install these with the crash bar installed. You have your bracket. It is available to install both ways. Down here, you see there are the bolts that normally would hold the crash bar. These are going to be 16mm bolts that you remove, and then you'll loosely thread these in with the bracket behind it. Once I have that loosely threaded in, I am going to set my depth of the intercooler. Now the intercooler here has the shroud removed for development purposes, but there will be a shroud on here. There is a tab that normally sits here that we take a sawzall or any kind of cutting tool and chop that tab off to create clearance. Now what's awesome about these intercooler relocation brackets is they can be installed in multiple different ways. These spacers set the depth of how much we're pulling the intercooler forward. So if I put all of these spacers behind, it's going to pull it forward the least. If I stack one spacer on this side of the bolt and then one behind, it's going to be in the middle. And then if I put both of these spacers on this side and install it like that, it's going to give me the maximum amount of clearance to pull that intercooler forward. So in this application, I am going to show you with the spacers on this side for the maximum clearance. Now I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to pull the intercooler forward, and I'm going to loosely thread this in by hand. Now I am not using any power tools at this moment because we want this alignment to set itself. So we allow clearance and everything to allow everything to shift. So once I have that in place, I am going to tighten this a little bit more to make sure my thread engagement is at a good point. So now I'm going to tighten these up slowly. These are just finger tight. We'll tighten these up when I have everything nice and together. But now you'll see, now I'm just going to keep walking this in. Tighten that up. So now, once we're all done, we'll tighten these two 16mm up as well. But now our intercooler is pulled forward. Now, when you're using the max depth, you're going to have to trim the shroud to clear the bumper to fit the bumper back on. I don't have the shrouds on right now, so I'm not going to show you the clearancing, but this will move it around 1.75 inches forward. So we're going to have to take about 2 inches off of the shrouds from the end of the shroud back to clear the bumper. Now we don't want to get rid of those shrouds because those shrouds duct air into our intercoolers, so it becomes efficient and cools down our charge pressure. So we want the ducts to divert the air. So don't throw the ducts away, trim them to fit. But this is how it is currently installed. And then if you want to do it on the other side, you just flip the bracket to the other side and repeat the process. If you have any questions, give us a call or send us an email at orders@bergpeaks.com. Thanks.